When something is important enough, you do it even if the odds are not in your favor. If you're trying to create a company, it's like baking a cake. You have to have all the ingredients in the right proportion. If you get up in the morning and think the future is going to be better, it is a bright day. Otherwise, it's not. I will never be happy without having someone. Going to sleep alone kills me. The United States is definitely ahead in culture of innovation. If someone wants to accomplish great things, there is no better place than the US. I'm a Silicon Valley guy. I just think people from Silicon Valley can do anything. I don't create companies for the sake of creating companies, but to get things done. We're already cyborgs. Your phone and your computer are extensions of you, but the interface is through finger movements or speech, which are very slow. I think we have a duty to maintain the light of consciousness to make sure it continues into the future. It's very important to like the people you work with. Otherwise, your job is going to be quite miserable. I think that's the single best piece of advice. Constantly think about how you could be doing things better and questioning yourself. I think it matters whether someone has a good heart. I'd rather be optimistic and wrong than pessimistic and right. If something's important enough, you should try, even if the probable outcome is failure. Patience is a virtue, and I'm learning patience. It's a tough lesson. Any product that needs a manual to work is broken. When Henry Ford made cheap, reliable cars, people said, "Nah, what's wrong with a horse?" That was a huge bet he made, and it worked. I do think there is a lot of potential if you have a compelling product and people are willing to pay a premium for that. I think that is what Apple has shown. You can buy a much cheaper cell phone or laptop, but Apple's product is so much better than the alternative, and people are willing to pay that premium. If you think back to the beginning of cell phones, laptops, or really any new technology, it's always expensive. The lessons of history would suggest that civilizations move in cycles. You can track that back quite far: the Babylonians, the Sumerians, followed by the Egyptians, the Romans, China. We're obviously in a very upward cycle right now, and hopefully that remains the case. But it may not. If anyone thinks they'd rather be in a different part of history, they're probably not a very good student of history. Life sucked in the old days. People knew very little, and you were likely to die at a young age of some horrible disease. You'd probably have no teeth by now. It would be particularly awful if you were a woman. I've been to Disneyland, like, 10 times. I'm getting really tired of Disneyland. Here in the West, people often don't like listening to their leaders, even if they are right. Man has the power to act as his own destroyer, and that is the way he has acted through most of his history. I wouldn't say I have a lack of fear. In fact, I'd like my fear emotion to be less because it's very distracting and fries my nervous system. As you heat the planet up, it's just like boiling a pot. Particularly Instagram, people look like they have a much better life than they really do. People basically seem like they are way better looking than they really are, and they are way happier seeming than they really are. Generally, the view that I've had on Twitter is if you're on Twitter, you're in, like, the meme, you're in meme war land. If you're on Twitter, you're in the arena. And so, essentially, if you attack me, it is therefore okay for me to attack back.